Hey, welcome back to the channel. Finally getting some progress on the wife's food trailer. But I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's ever gonna be done and out of my shop. I'm starting to wonder. It's still behind me, isn't it? This may never end. That was dumb. That was dumb. Every tool's a hammer, unless it's a screwdriver, then it's a chisel.
We need a torch. Hate that nut.
We're not doing that. Because it ain't built till it's overbuilt. Don't force it. Get a bigger hammer. Every day's a school day. Hey, I'm finally making progress on my wife's bakery food truck trailer. It's got a name, the Wander Cafe. So that's progress, but that's on her side of the deal. My side of the deal is to get it built. And today's kind of a big day. We're gonna get a roof on this thing. We're gonna put a rubber roof on it. I don't know if rubber roofs are supposed to go on vintage campers. Like usual. I really don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, we're gonna put it on today. I was really hoping to do it outside, but it's just not warm enough. I was gonna pull it out, and I'm standing out here going, it just isn't warm enough, and it's a little windy. I got the heat going. I'm gonna close the door back down. We're gonna go inside and hopefully have at least the top of it waterproof at the end of the day. Anybody know anything about putting rubber roofs on anything? How does this always happen to me? Dumb. Okay, let's just start somewhere. All right, so apparently this is what rubber roof looks like. Here, let me get up on the ladder. Practically done. Right? So when they ship it, they give you a good warning, good notice that as soon as you get it, you need to get it out of the box and get it laid out flat, or else all these creases will be permanent. You know, they want you to get it laid out and get it warmed up so that you don't get, permanent. And it was, when I first laid it out, they were really bad. You can still see them, but they're not too bad. And the heat's going. Sorry about the background noise. That's the heat and the air compressor both. But we'll get it good and warm before we start working on it. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I probably should have Googled up some instructions or something. But what makes sense to do, the deck here, I had the deck of the plywood all clean. I cleaned it all off, blew it off with compressed air. I went around, made sure there was no staples that were sticking up, nothing like that. So it's all nice and smooth and clean before I rolled this plastic out. So this is here to stay. I don't have to take it off. I think what we're gonna do is we'll grab, my wife's coming down to help. I think we'll grab one edge, we'll fold it back halfway, and then we will double check everything, make sure it's smooth and clean. And then we'll put down the adhesive, which you just roll out, I think, with a paint roller. That's what I'm gonna do anyway. And then I'm hopeful that that glue is not incredibly sticky, like a one-shot deal. I don't really know what it's like. But then I'm hoping that she'll be on the back, I'll be on the front, and then keep it tight as we flip it back over. And like I say, hopefully, once it hits the glue, you still are able to have a little tug of war here and stretch it and actually make sure all of these wrinkles are out. I don't know if that's how it works at all. This could be disastrous. It's got great potential to be cause for divorce, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be like. Okay, I'm gonna get going. One thing about I do want to mention about the fact that this is an old vintage camper. Obviously it has curved front and back, and I wasn't sure how to end the rubber roof. Let me show you what I did, and then we'll know going forward if this was right or wrong. So I bought, I'll show you that in a second. I bought some strips where you put the butyl tape down, and then there's the aluminum strip, and you screw it down. And what that is normally is the front and the back edge of the rubber roof. So I pre-marked, I got to snap some lines across here, but I pre-marked on the ends where there were boards that run this way, structural boards. We're going to apply, my plywood stopped about here, because the plywood that I got, I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but it would not bend around the curve, even though it's thin. It just wanted to break. It was cracking like crazy. So the plywood's only on the flat roof. The aluminum is on the curved part. So what I'm gonna do, which is probably wrong, we're gonna learn together. I'm gonna put the adhesive on the plywood and on the metal, and I'm gonna apply the rubber roof right over onto both. I took a great deal of time to make sure there was nothing sharp about this. It's all smooth, and it shouldn't damage that roof, that rubber. I'm gonna bring the rubber up to here to apply the glue to the line. We'll put the roof down, and then once the glue is dried, I'll be able to go and cut right along that line, and that's where my new strip is gonna go that has the butyl tape. I mean, it seems like it should really be the butyl tape, I will put like half on the rubber and half on the aluminum, and then the strip will go onto both, so to speak. Doing it that way, it seems like it's gotta be pretty leak proof. I mean, because this essentially is still waterproof up to here, and the rubber is going to be way down to here, and it's obviously waterproof. And then there should be no way for water to get between the rubber and the metal, because that butyl will be partly on the metal. I'm just applying logic. I don't really know, as usual. I don't know what I'm doing. It just seems like this ought to work. Let me show you so this is the stuff that I got. So this camper didn't have these before, obviously, because it was this aluminum. It's interesting. I hadn't really realized it, but this is the siding. The siding has these double lines kind of in it, every spot. And this is siding, but this is slightly different. This is roof, and the roof is a single line. I don't know why it's different, but it is. So the roof, this was the only seam, this one and one in the back. From here on up over, they actually soldered, I think it's solder. Yeah, it's got to be solder. They soldered the sheets together so that there was no seams on the roof. It probably was a really good roof until it started leaking on an edge, because it was aluminum, front to back, no seams, no nothing. But, at some point, what it probably needed was the trim pulled off and resealed, but what it got was a layer of tar, and then another layer of tar, and another layer of tar, and then eventually they built that roof on it that you saw me pull off in an earlier video. So it never had these, because it never had a spot where the roof ended, really, and the siding began. I mean, that was it right there. There's sealer under here, and the roof came down over the siding, and that was it. So up there wasn't any spots. So there will be now, and there'll be one of these strips across the front, and the same exact thing on the back, and then you screw it down, and then this stuff here is just plastic that covers up the heads of the screws. So I'm sure the vintage camper purists hate everything about this rubber roof, but it's not going to be super noticeable, because I'm going to be cutting off some. It's going to be up quite a ways, and I'm a pretty tall guy, and I'm holding the camera high. So normally You know, you're not really gonna even know that it's a rubber roof up there. And I just, you know, the thought of redoing the aluminum after it was all screwed up, and they had screwed holes and nailed holes through it to put that other roof, it was just a daunting thing for me, and I didn't want to try it. This is much more normal, let's say. This is what all campers have now, is a rubber roof. They last for years. I'm just hoping for the same result. We're gonna find out together. I should do another video, you know, several years after this thing has been in service and show you how it's going and see if we have any leaks. So that's the plan. Well, we're gonna see what happens. My wife she'll be here shortly, and it's getting warm in here, and it's even warmer up there. So we're gonna see how this goes. I've ordered some pieces bent up at my local fab shop and some other stuff that I found online, and I think I got a plan on building this serving window. I'm hoping in the next couple weeks this camper will be going outside and getting cleaned and maybe even polished up a little bit. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the heck this thing's even gonna look like when it's done, because I don't know. But you're gonna have to bear with me and wait and see what that looks like. It's coming soon, I think. Don't get hurt.
Yeah, how are you supposed to get in here without having bad luck for 7 years?
Oh, that's not a thing.
Oh.
Broken mirrors and ladders, they hold no power over us.
Okay.
We're twinning sweatshirts.
Yeah. Huh.
Hey, what about the shirt out the bottom of the sweatshirt? Is that cool?
I think it's a layered one.
Layered.
Yeah.
Because my daughter picks on it.
Huh.
I'm probably cooler than her.
Probably. I think we know a lot more about fashion than our daughter.
I think you're probably right. Look how cool you look.
Right.
Yeah, pull for a cure,
The
hat.
whole ensemble line.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We should make those available for purchase online.
Yeah, we should.
They're actually pretty cool.
They are.
The sweatshirts are really comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's got some barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah. Got a little something on its sleeve too, I noticed.
Probably barbecue sauce.
Probably.
You ready to?
I think so.
You know how to do it?
No. You?
No.
Okay.
I was just telling them. I don't know what I'm doing.
That ought to go pretty good then.
About normal.
Where do you want me?
Well, you better get over there because you're all weird about ladders and you don't want them collapsing and stuff. We gotta snap some lines. Remember how to snap a line?
I think I can remember that.
That's
So
where
like snapping a chat?
No, not a snap a chat. That's where you hold the string and then you say, my hands hurt, I can't hold it down. You pull it tighter and then we snap it.
Okay.
We gotta fold this back and you get a hold of the end. So hold this out so you don't kink it yet. And then we're gonna flip it back like this, just the first. Now there should be marks on the edge here. Black Sharpie. Just little. There's one like right here.
Yep.
It's 2 lines with an X in between.
No.
No? 2 lines?
1 line. Oh yeah, there's 2 lines.
2 lines.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the edges of the board. This edge up here is this way.
Okay.
This ladder is good.
Yeah. Oh, it's good for.
You want to lunge for it when you're on the ladder like that. You got the top edge
Yes. Right on the line.
right on the line. Okay. That's the front edge. Now we got to do the back edge. You're just kidding, right? You really do know how to do rubber roofing?
No, I don't before.
I was kind of counting on you.
No, we never did it before.
Okay, same thing in the back. You just find the wrong side of the ladder? No? Here. I can fix it. So safety conscious. A little cramped in here.
Yes. Shop super clean.
Well, one really for building campers. Yeah, this one's right on that seam. I guess that's easy to see. Okay, here's what we're going to do. You're going to be on this end, I'm going to be on that end. We're going to take that edge, we're going to hold the middle, and we're going to fold it so it's half the camper. You're not listening to me.
I understand.
Then we're going to glue it, and then we're going to fold it back. You got it, just like that. Holy cow.
That was the ladder closer.
You're a natural. You're going to be able to reach, you think? Trick is you got to reach way out here, but then you also got to reach here and back. Where'd you go? Here you are. Can we do it? I think it's okay to just do it like this. Like we don't have to, you know.
Don't gotta be dramatic about it.
Right. I got a screw up here. There's a gap in this plywood. I think I have the solution.
As long as that's the only screw up on the project.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Well, I mean this one too. Two. There's two screw ups. Couple.
Well, the rubber's gonna go right over top. So.
Right. I probably don't even need to worry about it. You know how I worry?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to fall.
So does it have to go under this piece
No.
of metal?
Over it. Rules of roofing. You always go over. On the way down, you always want to be on the top. You know I know a lot about roofing.
Yeah, I probably never do this again.
Let's hope. Maybe your next husband will be a roofer.
I don't think I ever have another husband.
You don't have it in you to break in another one? You got this one perfect. Whoa.
Okay?
Yeah,
I just said I don't want to get another husband.
I know. It's just my knee, a trick knee.
I feel like we should have two rollers going. Hopefully the glue doesn't dry before we get this set up.
Yeah, I mean, the instructions on the can said, do not freeze. That's all.
Did that already happen?
Probably, yeah. I'm hoping that when we flop it down, this glue isn't like instant, because I want to pull it and stretch the lines out of it, but not knowing what we're doing.
Did you watch a YouTube video or something?
I kind of meant to do that, and no, I didn't. Probably some guy watching this video going, no, you can't do that because of whatever roofer things. They only sent 1 gallon of glue, and it's supposed to be enough for this size roof. So I got to only use half, see, because this is only half the camper. It's all math.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Can you go get the glue? I didn't dump half in. I should have. I wasn't thinking mathematically. Well,
I didn't know you were standing out of the bucket.
it's fine. What the hell you got gloves on for?
This is cold out.
You're not out. You're in.
The gloves still gloves.
Oh, yeah? From the Deer Man?
I took the gloves off so I wouldn't get any more glue on them. Then I tossed them right on top of the glue lid.
Well, it wasn't very well thought out.
No. Well, you can't be thinking all the time.
That's true. You don't want to wear out your brain.
Right.
That's what I always say. Can you take that? Can't reach it? Here, I can fling it. Ready for the fling? This is about all I can get from here. I can fling this to you.
Okay.
Well, actually, if you can, maybe I can. Let me just climb up on something even less safe than what I was on, which was pretty unsafe. Can you glue it up and give it to me, and I'll do this area here, and then I can get down. The big, huge curve makes it hard to. You can't get close enough, right?
Are you ready?
I think so.
Oh, no, you can't do that, can I?
Oh, flop it over? No, probably not.
Oh, shoot. Woo.
Close one. I probably should have done this different before I slid the tray to you. I think we got it. Oh, we probably should have put drop cloths under them holes so we don't get glue on the floor. Fancy floor. I'll come around. Where do you got it? Still got to get down in my trick knees. Hurt. Oh. Is it okay for two people to be on this same ladder?
I don't know. Probably when I wasn't 50 years old.
You're pretty light. You're doing it. We don't need me up here.
There's something for me to keep around here.
Anybody did?
This was a good idea, though.
What was a good idea?
Turning this old crap camper into a food truck.
It was.
Right?
I doubt it.
So, anybody I talk to thinks it's a good idea.
Well, they're not actually having to do it.
Well, yeah.
It's easy for them. I'd probably think it was a cool idea if I didn't have to do it. Glue up the roll one time and send it down to me.
Okay, can I fling it that far?
Fling it backwards too. I don't want the roll coming at me.
Well, I'm not going to touch the blue part.
Well, so don't touch it. Touch the handle. Take things by the handle, honey.
I don't think I can fling it backwards. It's
Really?
not going to roll. You can't make it roll.
It's like a javelin. No?
I just got to get my right hand. Ready?
Yeah. Seems great. Look at that. Perfect. Is the tray pretty well empty?
There's a little bit in the corner.
I mean, I got this already. It looks like I didn't because it's starting to dry already. But it's kind of tacky, like glue. I'm nervous about stretching. I don't want wrinkles in the thing. It's going to look bad, you know? It's got to look like a professional job.
Nobody's ever going to see it up here.
Somebody might come up to check it out.
Probably Buddy Dave would.
I bet he would. You got plenty. Like I'm at least a foot past my chalk line.
Yes.
You got plenty, right?
Yep.
You don't need to take some to you.
No,
Okay. Got it?
I think so.
Okay. Now we'll just start doing this.
I wonder if a push broom would help
Maybe.
smooth it out.
You're pretty smart.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh?
Maybe that could be a camper roof.
Probably could. You could go into business with your next husband. You don't want to know what I'm standing on right now. Oop, there's
Probably
another.
don't. It's worse than the upside down 5-gallon bucket balanced on top of your tire changer machine.
It's worse than that.
I don't know.
Nice thing is I'm too vents when I cut them and put the fans in. That'll help hold it down too, with actual screws. Takes a lot of pressure.
Probably can't sit down. We're strong.
I think that's okay. Oh yeah, we know exactly what we're doing. Huh?
Halfway there.
Halfway there, she says. Give me a hammer. There's a staple right here. The hammer's right there.
This one?
Yeah. Okay. Oop. What are you looking for?
Just going over to get another drop cloth.
Oh, for inside?
Yeah, put under that window. Get down that side.
Oh, going back to my end. That's why women live longer than men. I don't think about how far my feet are hanging off over the edge. Doesn't bother me. Until all of a sudden, there's nothing under you. And it's amazing how fast gravity works. It's like, it really is just hanging around all the time, waiting for you to do something, and then it pulls you down. It's hot up here now.
Now we pour more glue in.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I guess so.
Put it out.
Yeah. Pour all of it in. This is it. So we just roll it back till it's gluey. I think we got a little bit over half the last time.
Oh, we got it.
I think that's it?
Yeah, I can see glue here.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, there's way too much glue. Or way more than we need. Either that or we're not putting enough on. We'll find out. They said they would send plenty. The place I bought it. Then I read a couple of the reviews and it said they had way more glue than needed. Of course, they didn't sponsor this video, so I won't say the name.
Well, is there a piece of trim that'll go on the ends here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be a strip of that super sticky rubber and then a piece of metal trim over it. Ready?
Yep.
Give me that hammer again. Those are big enough, they'll pop right through. I don't know how I missed them. Corner tight.
Can't wait to wash it and watch all this
I know, it's gonna be pretty cool.
moss come off of it.
That looks really good. Doesn't it?
Yep.
Better than the first side.
Right. Well, you can get at it, but
Yeah. See a couple? Right there. It's funny, you could Just work them right to the edge.
Right in front of you. Like, right
You gotta
along
use
the edge.
you gotta use the glare.
Is that a... Yeah, there you go, you got it. So right here, reach here. Along that edge too. You got it.
It's okay?
Yep.
Okay.
You know what, right this side of the lift, I think there's a couple little tiny ones. Head toward the left,
Oh, that's a staple.
right close to the edge, there's one too, I wondered the same thing. Shoot, you got the rest of it so nice.
Yep.
Darn. Let's go over again.
Better?
I think so. Just right along the edge again now.
That's gonna get that trim screwed onto it.
I think there's one big bubble,
Yeah.
yep.
Is it?
Yes, looks like it. There's a staple.
Is there?
See it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just leave them and I'll cut the holes later for those vents once we have them. Then I'll climb up on here and put holes in it with my boots. That's how I like to do stuff.
Now what?
I think that's it.
You guys want to dry before you trim it?
I don't know.
All that? Did you read the directions?
Keep from freezing. Are we done?
I don't know.
We've done everything on the instructions.
Okay.
See them?
Yeah.
Keep from freezing.
Does the trim have its own instructions?
This is the stuff you put under the trim to glue it down. So, no. Remove liner. To expose adhesive, remove liner. I think I understand. This is for around the vent things. Oh, this has got words. Flammable. See, I never trust any chemical if it's not also flammable. So I like that. Dot approved it, whoever she is.
Where's my grandma?
Oh, well, she likes this stuff, okay. Apply to clean, dry surfaces. Membrane must be fully adhered to decking.
Is it for one day?
Well, I got other things to do, but that's it for the roof. And I think you can be released if you'd like. hey, you know, I don't know. I think that's how you put a rubber roof on a camper. I mean, it's not done. I got to do the edges, the trim around the edge and the back and the front. But I'm going to call it good for now. I'm going to let it dry because I got to like wiggle it around a bunch to trim it, and I don't want to do that until the glue's dry. Maybe that's not the right way. We'll see. I'll let you know. But I do have a couple other things I can show you that I got to work on here. So before I end the video, I'll just go through those real quick. Next order of business, I got to deal with this electrical mess. Okay. I guess what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little plywood box here, almost like a cabinet, but just a little box. And I'm going to, like, these are all the 12-volt circuits for the lights and outside lights and the exhaust fans and stuff. They're all 12 volt. These are all the 110 circuits. So I'm going to take inside this box, I'll run all these 12 volt circuits up here somewhere, and then I can I'm going to build a panel out either on the front or on the side that'll have the switches and the fuses and stuff like that for the 12 volt. And then on top of that box will sit this panel for the 110 volt. And then coming out the top here is a great big honking hole, which I'm just going to leave. And I will build another little plywood box to go and cover these wires from the ceiling all the way down to here, you know. So it'll be plywood box coming down here to the top of this box, panel box, and then right below this they'll be basically sitting on top of this little plywood box. So the wire that feeds the power in can come out here, and it'll go into this space. And then way down low here, I have one of those little, I got a hole saw, I have one of those ports where you can pull the wire out like a modern camper has. And so when we're set up somewhere, she'll either be running off a generator or plugged into a building. That you'll pull that out, plug it in, and then when you're ready to move, you just ram it all back in, and that wire should just be able to lay in the bottom of this box, you know. So it should really tidy up a lot of stuff in one little pack. I still got to make the panel for all the 12 volt stuff. That's going to take a while, but right now what I got to do is figure out how to take a piece of 1/4 inch plywood and make it match that curve. Which isn't really just a curve because the plywood's kind of doing the old Watusi up and down through there, you know. She's a little wavy. Anyway, my problem, not yours. So let me see if I can figure something out there, and I'll build this little box and see if we can make some sort of progress on this thing. Okay, look, I'll tell you right now, I'm sorry, okay? I was gonna do a time lapse, and I didn't really know what I was gonna do, and I got thinking about how it was gonna work or not work, and I forgot to do the time lapse. Okay, I apologize. But I'm gonna show you what I did, because I've got the pieces all cut out. But if you're working on one of these old campers with the curves, maybe you're smarter than me and you can figure out an easier way. Actually, this is pretty easy. What I did in this case, because I was right behind this door that the last video I was standing in the doorway. Well, it's right here. So that door is pretty much square to the floor, right? So I took a piece of plywood, which at that point didn't have this big chunk cut out of it. It was square. And I guess it was the other flip. I don't know what it was. It was like this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Just, okay. So I took the plywood, slid it up against the door, and I made that mark right there on the outside. See? Now that is essentially the curve. Close-ish enough. Now this only works in a case like this where I didn't really care how wide this box is. I mean, within reason. If it's within 2 inches, I'm happy. So it wouldn't work if you were trying to make something super precise because of this. What I had to do was, I threw it on the sawhorses. I came over a little over 1.5 inches because these walls are framed with 1.5 by 1.5, you know, 2x2s. So, plus there's plywood on the inside. So I came over 1.5 inches. I just took 1.5 inch piece of wood, with a pencil and I slid it along that line, right? Took this jigsaw and cut it out. Then I put it in here, and I just took because it didn't fit perfect, of course, because it isn't perfectly 1.5 inches thick. And like I said before, the inside of this wall, the plywood is kind of like, it's chords, not a curve, okay? So then I took the plywood, which was still a little bit bigger than what I wanted, which was good, pushed it tight in the corner, took a big fat pencil, scribed it along the wall, cut it again, put it in, still was off a little, scribed it again, cut it again, and it came out perfect. So I just took that one as a pattern, threw it on this end. You get it, right? Okay. So I've already got the 2 pieces that I need cut out and show you while I was doing it. Sorry, okay? But you get it, right? I mean, these things are weird. They're hard to work with because everything is a curve, not to mention everything is out of square and out of whack, either from being old or from being worked on by me. So you gotta figure out a way to just make it work, you know? So that's what I did. Now I gotta go up to the house, rip some plywood. I'm gonna rip some 1/2 inch plywood to make the top and the front of the box, you know, the width part of it, because I know people are gonna set stuff on it and it's gonna need to be a little heavier. So I'll make that out of 1/2 inch, and then I can glue it and staple it all together. My wife can paint it all white, and then I can throw it in here and hopefully get some wiring done. All right, there's the box. It's just sitting there. It's not, I got to do some of the wiring first before I can put it in place, and I got to build the panel for the switches and stuff. I haven't done that yet. So that's why the gap isn't quite right, because it's just sitting there. I decided because the top is made out of 1/2 inch plywood, but it still seemed a little flimsy. Plus it was ugly with the staples. So I took some old trim that I had, just laying around, and I put some trim on it, and I had a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. I just made a thicker plywood top for it, so it kind of looks a little more, it churches it up a little, you know? So that's going to be it for now until I get some time to get a little machining done and make this panel thing. But I just wanted to show you what that looked like, and then this will go pretty much right. I may raise it up a little bit, you know, but pretty much be right there. And these wires will be inside of another plywood chase that brings them right down into this hole, and then the power will come up from the bottom. So that's the basic idea. You know, it'll be kind of like it'll be where all the juice is happening, the mojo. When I get it finished, I'll bring you back and show you. I drew up this panel. I think we're gonna make it at where my son works. He can use, you know, on off hours, he can use the CNC equipment. So I kind of drew it up a little fancy. We'll see if we want to make it fancy or make it simple, but knowing us, we'd probably make it fancy. No, I think we're just gonna call it quits on this video right there. There's gonna be more with the roof. Like I said, I gotta trim the edges. I gotta put all the corner trim back on, and the pieces across the front and the back. I'll catch that on the next video. I've got quite a bit of editing to do on this one, and I really just kind of want to get it over with, get it out there. It's been a while since I got a video out. I've been busy with a lot of different things. So let's just call it a wrap for now. And if you want to see how the rest of the roof goes, you can come back and watch the next video. So make sure you've clicked subscribe. That way you will know when there's another video out. I always used to say click the bell, but where's the bell? Bell's gone. If you can find the bell, click it, okay? Nobody knows what it does. Maybe that's why they fired him. You know, that guy, he's gone. Thanks for spending your time with me. Make sure you come back and see me next time. I got a few interesting things coming up this spring. We've got that cemetery restoration we're gonna be working on. If you're interested in that, that's gonna be a whole thing. And we got some more tractor pull prep. We're gonna have the pull for a cure coming up in July. So I'll have some stuff going on leading up to it. As always, some kind of, I try to improve something every year to make that show somehow better, bigger, easier, whatever. So stay tuned, as they say, and thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.